When I talk about imperfect consistency, I am talking about the practice of doing something on a consistent basis rather than hoping that you can just do these things perfectly. If you're that person that says, I'm going to start Monday, I'm going to start Monday, I'm going to start on the 1st, I'm going to start after my birthday, I'm going to start after this vacation, I'm talking to you. I'm trying to let you realize that you don't have to wait, that you can start now. It doesn't mean that you have to fast on your weekend, that you decided to go grab drinks or celebrate a birthday party. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is be mindful. All I'm saying is hit the timer. The least you can do is hit the timer. That might change your mindset instead of saying, I'm going to wait till Monday. I'm going to wait till Monday. I'm going to wait till Monday, because you know what? In the future, you're going to do this again. Another work event is going to come up. Another celebration is going to come up. Another Sunday is going to come up. And instead of saying, I'm going to wait till Monday, you can do something different. You can be mindful about the practice of what you're doing. You can practice imperfect consistency. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. Life will never be perfect. You will never get this to be perfect. Never. It is never going to be perfect. You need to get your head out of that thinking. There are so many of us that say to ourselves, I am going to fast for this long. And then after fasting for this long, I'm going to drink this much water, and I'm going to exercise for this much. And I'm going to make sure I do this and I do that and I do this. And before you know it, it stacks so high that the moment you're a day or 2 days into it, you're going to be like, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. This is too hard. And maybe that's not what you tell yourself, but maybe that is what's subconsciously happening in your head. Is in your head, you're like, this is too much. This is too daunting. This is too mentally taxing on me. I don't want to do this anymore. But instead, you could practice imperfect consistency. If you tell yourself you're going to do a 72-hour fast, you get 33 hours into it, and you say that's enough, you go ahead and you refeed, you break your fast, you hit the timer, you have your refeed. Maybe you're a little more mindful about it because you know that you didn't do the 72 hours you wanted to. You hit the timer and you go again and you try for another 72. Oh, but Jerome, the weekend's already here. So what? So go enjoy the weekend. You can't hit the timer? Yeah, but Jerome, I'm going to be probably refeeding for 13 hours. So what? You can't hit the timer? Yeah, but Jerome, I'm going to be... Do you see what I'm saying? You're making excuses for yourself. I'm not telling you have to fast for a certain amount of time. I'm not saying you have to eat the cleanest. I'm just saying hit the timer. Log the data. It's the least you can do. For people that I work with, for people that I coach, that's all I ask for is, when someone tells me they have something coming up or they have to do this or they have to do that, okay, live your life, right? Because I want everyone to live their lives, just like I'm trying to live my life. Go live your life. All I'm asking is hit the timer, log the data into the spreadsheet I gave you, and then let's talk about it. Let's look at what the numbers look like. You know I work off of numbers. You know I'm nerdy about the stats, that I love to see what those numbers look like, because that is how we start looking at trends and figuring out how can we make this journey work for you. And maybe even though you had ups and downs, you're here for it. You're showing up. I love that for you. I do. And I say that, and I mean that for anybody who attempts this, who goes through this journey and shows up again, who shows up here on these live streams, who shows up in chat, who shows up on the comments, in the comments, who shares where they're at on their journey. I love that for you, because you know what? You're showing accountability. You're saying, I'm not just going to walk away from this. I'm not going to be Jerome in 2021, where he just left all of us on YouTube and was gone for 2+ years because he was too embarrassed and too ashamed. I'm proud of you. For a lot of you who might mess up, who might walk away from this for a week, but they eventually come back, I'm proud of you, because at least it's not 2+ years. I walked away from this for 2+ years because I was so embarrassed. I was so ashamed. I thought I was never going to come back. I thought I was never going to do this again. I thought this was never going to be achievable again. And then when I did come back eventually, and I started doing it and doing it again and practicing imperfect consistency, then I started to realize, oh, this makes sense. Oh, this is working. Oh, this isn't working. Oh, I can do this instead. Oh shit, I'm learning about myself. And then here I am now with so much more knowledge than I've had before because I've learned from my mistakes. And that is what it's all about. It is learning from your mistakes. It's knowing that these things are going to happen, that your fasting journey will never be perfect, but getting back on it, being consistent, showing up, being accountable, being in these live streams, sharing where you're at in chat, sharing where you're at in the comments. If you miss a live stream, commenting on the videos and saying, Jerome, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. Showing that accountability, going through the process of doing that, I think really makes a difference because it's you showing up time and time again, just like I am showing up for you. I'm showing up for you, all of you. That's why I post these videos every couple of days, because I have to be accountable. I have to show some accountability. When I am coaching, I do that because I think being accountable makes you understand, oh man, I got to show up. If you can't show up for yourself, show up for somebody else. I know I can't show up for myself. I try to, but I'm so motivated by all of you that I show up by doing that, because I know for some people that can be very helpful. Sometimes owning up to the truth. That's why when I talk about being honest with yourself, I mean that. For a lot of us, I think we start to doubt where we're at and what we're doing. We start to deny it, not doubt. We start to deny it. And I think the practice of also being honest with yourself can be freeing, to tell yourself and maybe to tell others, yeah, this is where I'm at. This is the current state I'm in. This is how I am, but I'm okay with that. And there's nothing wrong with that because this is part of my journey and I'm just moving on.